Joining me now is celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, let's start with the No Kings protests held across the US over the weekend. A number of celebrities were spotted at these protests. We had Mark Ruffalo, Glenn Close, Susan Sarandon, Jimmy Kimmel, Sarah Silverman. It's the usual suspects, I've got to say. No surprises there.
Yeah, I mean, President Trump thrives off of this. The irony is that every time a celebrity publicly attacks him, he uses it as ammunition to reinforce his narrative. They hate me because I stand up to the elite. And for his supporters, these protests validate their belief that he's a threat to the establishment. And I mean, that's exactly what they like about him. Plus, the message isn't reaching new ears. Celebrities preaching to their fan base aren't changing minds. They're reinforcing what their audience already believes. Most Trump supporters aren't watching Jimmy Kimmel, and he knows it. So the impact is minimal. If anything, it further entrenches both sides.
Now, while all that was happening and with the No Kings protests across the country, there was a singer, Cody Johnson, a very famous country singer, who had this to say to his audience.
That there was a lot of protests for one reason or another. All across the country, people were protesting something. But you know what I have? I have a microphone and 25,000 Americans. So tonight, we are going to protest the protest.
They're going to protest the protest. The crowd seemed to like that, Kinsey.
I mean, finally, someone with a mic and a message that actually makes sense to us. Cody Johnson saying he was protesting the protest is it's the kind of common sense rebellion this country music fan can get behind, and it's refreshing to hear someone stand up for unity over outrage and do it with so much humor.
Now, let's check in with everyone's favourite couple, the Ginger and the Whinger. They've now lost more staff members, 6 more staff members. I wonder, has this got anything to do with that weird pregnant twerking video that we saw of Meghan or Harry's ill-advised interview with the BBC? What's behind these latest staff departures?
Surprisingly, the people behind the twerking video are still employed. I am curious to know if the person that helped arrange the BBC interview is still employed, because like you said, that was a wild misfire. But it's bad when working for the it's very bad when you're working for the world's most famous royal escape artists, and it's the one job everyone wants to escape. I think the constant turnover in Harry and Meghan's camp isn't just a PR issue, it's a leadership issue. People don't walk away from jobs they love. They walk away from dysfunction. Like you said, 6 more employees, that's a significant number. That's not a coincidence. We're looking at a pattern. That's culture, and culture comes from the top. You can't build an empire, Meghan, when you're burning through your architects. No amount of branded coffee or curated Instagram posts can mask the instability behind the scenes.
Now to my favourite royal, Kinsey, by far my favourite royal. I'd make him king tomorrow if I could. 7-year-old Prince Louie left royal fans in stitches on the weekend by putting on a bit of a display on the Buckingham Palace balcony during the Trooping of the Colours ceremony, prompting his older brother, Prince George, to try and calm him down. Kinsey, he seems to have worked out there that every time he waved, the crowd cheered much louder than they were, so he kept waving until the future king stepped in.
It was so fun. I'm right underneath them. That's what I was doing this weekend in London, and it blew out my eardrums. Everyone yelling for little Louie, and absolutely, you could tell he just lit up when the crowd went wild and was going for more. But on a serious note, the king has cancer. Every day for him is a courageous fight. The Wales children really breathe something hopeful and exciting into the future of the monarchy, and Prince Louis is precious and carefree and always gives us something to look forward to. I'm with you. I absolutely love him.
Now let's turn to the US, and one of Diddy's most vocal supporters, Kanye West, showed up at the disgraced music mogul's trial in Manhattan wearing all white, but Kinsey only hung around for about half an hour.
What a bizarre PR stunt. You know, I truly think that he was disappointed when they wouldn't let him in the courtroom. As you can imagine, to get seats inside this courtroom is a nightmare. And so he was put in one of the overflow rooms, but not the most popular overflow room. He was put in like an extra overflow room and almost immediately leaves. To me, it looks just like another one of his bizarre PR stunts. And you are who you associate with. I want nothing to do with either of these two men.
Good point there. Now let's talk about Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Sources have told People magazine that their relationship is on the rocks. It's been breaking down for months apparently. And on the weekend, Katy was in fact here in Melbourne at a club called Poof Doof, where she was celebrating Pride Month with her chosen family.
You guys raised me. And I thank you and I love you. You are my chosen family. And because you are my chosen family, a mother must provide for her children. So as a provider, I would like to open the bar for 1 hour.
She provided for her children. She shouted the whole bar. That would have been an expensive exercise. It's a very big bar. What is the latest on that relationship?
Yeah, People magazine is not the only one reporting this. I'm also seeing some exclusives in Page 6 as well. They say that, Katy Perry's professional failures have really created some discomfort for her and some soul searching, and that there's a disintegration happening between these two because she has just had a really hard time processing the album bombing, the criticism that's come her way about working with Dr. Luke, and the criticism that we've seen throughout this tour, kind of just like, yeah, well, I'll just say the dance moves. But yeah, they say that all of those issues have really resulted in some trouble at home.
Well, she has been mocked mercilessly in the last 12 months. Most of it is self-inflicted, you've got to say. I mean, the choreography for her latest tour is just awful. There's the whole astronaut thing where she was just made the most absurd hyperbolic statements. She opened herself up to mockery. I mean, what else could you do but mock that? So I don't know why she'd be blaming Orlando for those sort of failures, but yeah, here we are. I've only got 10 seconds. Isla Fisher, Sacha Baron Cohen, they've finalised their divorce. Is it amicable?
It does seem amicable, and I'm surprised that he's kept out of trouble, by the way. Watch this space, because he was in a lot of trouble this time last year.
Oh, Kinsey Schofield, thank you for your time.